Excuse the cheap theatrics. I just wanted to put a little light on the subject. That subject is one that needs more light than we give it. You've seen guides on how to win from every race perspective. This is how to lose. Now, let me start off by saying usually when I'm talking to people, there's some kind of feedback. I'm not just shouting into the void. I'm not a whole lot. Well, today I am all alone. I am shouting into the void. I am talking out loud to an inanimate object that may or may not be recording. And if we're very lucky, someone out there is going to hear me. Which is fine for you, but not so much for me. Because I need context. I need another voice, a warp to my woof, or what have you. So I'm going to channel one of my many inner voices. This time, an asshole who lives inside me. He sounds a little bit like Joe Pesci, somewhere between My Cousin Vinny and Nicky Santoro from Casino. Holes in the desert? Don't tell me about no holes in the desert. What I don't know about holes in the desert. Anyway, you get the idea. So, this is a guide on how to lose. People sometimes look at me as some kind of authority on the game of planets. Let me tell you something, though. Just because I write half the articles out of the Planets magazine, I've composed guides on every race in the game, except Horror Wasp. I'm on the official documentation team. I've spent hundreds of hours researching corner case contingencies, far-fetched tactics, and most important of all, I am gatekeeper to that single most important document on Planets here at New, the annotated host order. Yeah, I'm an authority on the game. Someone has a question, who do they ask? They ask me. They may not know it. They may think they're writing in the feed, and any of you schmucks out there might answer. But to get a definitive response, something that makes sense and it's the end-all, be-all, you look to see what I say on the subject. And that demonstrates the greatest rule on how to lose. Rule 1, be arrogant. Be full of yourself. People just love that, and they demonstrate that love by jumping all over you and then giving you the curb stomping you so richly deserve. Seriously, perfect example. Look at my win-loss record. Sure, I got my share of first place finishes, but there's an awful lot of dead in there too. I'm not an expert on everything to do with planets. What I am is a writer. I write. I'm not Hemingway. I'm sure as hell no Stephen King or Aaron Sorkin, but I'm not bad at it. So what I do is I research, I ask experts, and then I write. And some of what I write is how to play guides. And when I write something that's wrong, which happens from time to time, some player is definitely going to come up and tell me about it. And then I usually fix it, because that's what a writer does, is have conversations. Sometimes very slow conversations in text, typed on bits of dead trees. And anyway, this brings us naturally to rule 2 of how to lose. Remember, we're talking about how to lose. Never talk to anybody. The hell's all this message shit about? I get enough of that work. Memos, emails, and now this cyborg player thinks he rates a fucking Zoom call. Someone invades your space, just kill him. Someone looks weak, they're your rightful prey. Or channeling my inner Martok, I guess. Send in the fleet and conquer. Let your ships do the talking, because diplomacy is unworthy of a warrior. Kapla! Except what this really means is if you're not plotting with someone, odds are they're plotting against you. Refusing to communicate with one player can automatically put that player on guard against you. Keeping silence with everyone is the equivalent to pinning a huge target on your back. Walking down the street wearing a bullseye, capiche? Even short messages, "Hi, how are you?" Forget about it, will demonstrate you're paying attention. And so, if you want to lose the game, don't type a single word. Rule 3, my favorite: break your deals. Yeah, I know I promised. You know what else? Fuck you, that's what else. I'm taking your planets, I'm stealing your freighter, and you'll never see this battleship again unless it's driving straight down your throat. This is an internet game. What are you going to do? Come over here and beat me up? You some kind of ex-Navy SEAL or something? So, yeah, this one's complicated. Truth is, there's nobody out there keeping you honest except yourself. But this is a small player community, and people talk like a bunch of little old ladies in a small town. It's real easy to get a reputation in that sort of environment. When it comes to people breaking deals and getting punished for it, okay, I confess, I'm pretty extreme. When I trade you a ship, say a cloaker or a superstar destroyer, and I'm not going to trade you a superstar destroyer. There was this whole big thing. I don't do that anymore. But let's just say, and I make the condition that you never pass that superstar destroyer on to another player. If you break that deal and I see that superstar destroyer floating around with someone else's name on it, I will do my best to make sure you lose the game. I'll do it in a way you're going to remember. And depending on who you are, I may never trust you again. But what's more important is I'll probably gripe about you to my friends. Casually, sort of thing. I won't go so far as to drop names on a PlanetsCon presentation. But, you know who you are, you know what you did. On the other hand, I'm not going to pay you a visit, just me and my Louisville slugger. Know what I mean? Because that's just crazy. I might not buy you a beer next PlanetsCon, but on the other hand, I might, even if you're the guy that. Anyway. And I'm not the only one. There are people out there who will take umbrage if one of their friends gets picked on. I know this because some of them have taken issue with me after I've administered a a disturbed curb stomping. Sometimes there's a bit of backlash for that. It's part of the game. But the best way to avoid it, keep your deals. Rule 4 of how to lose: don't do your homework. What? You want me to read a guide? Ask for advice on how to play? Listen, buddy, I've been playing this game since Tim. Ain't nobody got nothing to teach me. Besides, it's a game. Hell do I want to do all that work for? Yeah, sure, it's just a game. And it's up to you whether you're here to play or to play well. It's your call. But if you think about it, sometimes you're going to spend an hour a turn, and the game is at least 80 turns. That's 2 weeks at a full-time job right there, and if you're not going to make any effort to do it well, you might find it fun, but to me, it just seems like a waste of all that time. Play to win. Same goes for other kinds of homework, like you sign up for a game, and that guy over there screwed you over last time, he's playing. Or maybe there's someone with a history of multi-accounting, or 6 people on the same league team that joined within 5 minutes of each other. I'm not saying they're cheating, just be aware. Maybe they're a family group. Word to the wise, you know? There's other things too, like is this a standard game or a classic game? Is it the old standard, the new standard, or the new revised standard with that random shit? What's this AFOF and how's it different from FOF? And take some time, read up on whatever it is, and learn. All else fails, ask in the feed, and someone will answer. Maybe not me, but someone will answer. Hopefully not me, because I'll probably say, I don't know. Rule 5, Play too many games so you start missing your turns. So what? Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes you're a privateer between the feds and the fascists, and you're going to get your ass kicked. Big deal. Luck of the game. If you're going to lose anyway, just keep playing on autopilot and start the next game, which you might win. All of this is true. And my response to it, so what? Start off next to your natural predator. Make a deal. Start off between two predators. Make two deals. Start a bidding war. Play every game like it's life or death. Play every turn like it's the only important thing you do. And you know what? You might still lose. Or you might not. And one thing's for damn sure. Anyone who makes the mistake of assuming you're dead just because Privateer can't beat Federation, bloody their nose well enough, they'll think twice before invading you again. Rule 6. There is no Rule 6. Rule 7. It's just a game. Real life comes first. So it's your daughter's birthday. You got an important meeting at work tomorrow. You're going on vacation to the Catskills and there's no Wi-Fi. You're having an emergency hemorrhoidectomy and you'll be high on anesthetic for the next 3 days and sitting on one of those little donut cushions afterwards. You know what I mean. Yeah, so this one's a real killer because you know what? Real life does come first. Now, shit happens, right? And you can be prepared for some of it. Maybe you know someone well enough you can ask them to cover for you for a week. Maybe not. You do what you can. But in the end, this game is just a game. That's also true of your other hobbies, or of your job, or of anything, really. Bottom line is, if it gets in the way of what's really important in your life, why exactly are you doing it again? So, that's my guide on how to lose. Any questions? I hope not. I sincerely do, because this is a recording. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your con. And, above all, keep your stick on the ice.